If you got some chicken left and don't know what to do with it, may I suggest that you try this white beans and chicken chili from the American Southwest? Not only is it a flavorful and comforting option for those looking for a different take on traditional chili con carne, but also offers a healthy nutritional profile. First, let's cook the chicken in a heavy bottom pot or saucepan with a bit of vegetable oil. Make sure to season the meat up front with some salt and place it over medium-high heat. Leave the lid ajar and let's prep our remaining ingredients. We start with a humble onion, which I think we can all agree on should be part of every comforting autumn dish. I got a medium-sized one, yielding around 200 grams, which we peel and roughly dice. Regarding the peppers, we will need something that adds a bit of heat and body to our white chicken chili. I don't know about you, but generally I prefer red peppers for they are fruitier and sweeter than the green ones. I decided and chopped one of these medium spicy red chilies, but you can use more or skip it and add some ground chili powder of your choice instead. Don't skip the bell pepper though, as that one will eventually end up pureed and favorably impact the consistency of our chili. Here again, I go with the red one as I prefer its sweet taste. Deseed, roughly chop and set aside. Let's make sure to not forget about the chicken, which has been cooking over the stovetop for 5 minutes now. Turn it and give it 5 more minutes. Some fond should have built up on the bottom of the pot by now, which is great as it will add more depth and flavor to our white chicken chili. I decided to put the lid on when cooking from the second side, as my chicken breasts were so big that I got worried they won't be nowhere close to being fully cooked. I suggest you remove the chicken tenders and cook them individually if your meat size is also this enormous. While that cooks, let's finish prepping our ingredients by peeling and finely chopping 4 garlic cloves before we take everything over to the stove. Five minutes later, my chicken was still not done, but I removed it anyways. A, I didn't want the fond to get too dark, and B, the meat does not have to fully cook through. It can finish doing so later on while sitting in the chili. So place it on a plate and let cool down before you dare to cut it. Unless you want the juices to run out and end up with dry chicken. Reduce the heat to medium-low and transfer the diced onion into the pot. Add a bit of salt as well as some more oil if necessary and patiently caramelize for around 10 minutes before adding the peppers. I used a Dutch oven with a heavy bottom, which helps to absorb and transfer heat more evenly, so nothing scorched. Depending on what type of pot you use, caramelizing the onion can be more challenging. Anyways, once the peppers are in, increase the heat to medium and saute together for 3 to 5 minutes before making some space for the garlic and frying it till fragrant. Keep a close eye on the vegetables and the bottom of the pot to avoid scorching. And lastly, let's wake up some spices before adding the stock. I went with a teaspoon of ground coriander, a tablespoon of cumin, some more heat in form of a teaspoon of chili powder, as well as half a teaspoon of dried oregano. Give everything a good mix and deglaze with 3 cups of chicken stock. Scrape the bottom of the pot well, bring to a slight boil and turn off the stove before grabbing your immersion blender and pureeing everything as smooth as possible. This is also the best time to taste for seasoning. My chicken stock was homemade without any salt, so I had to add some salt now. If you use store-bought chicken stock, your white chicken chili base might already be seasoned, so please taste and only add salt if necessary. For sure, you can crack in some freshly ground black pepper though. Now we can turn the heat back on to medium and add 2 cans of white beans, rinsed and drained, as well as 200 grams of canned corn. I obviously had to add a little extra, as we are big fans of corn here. Lastly, we need to get the chicken in there, so shred or cut the breasts into bite-sized pieces. While doing so, remember that the meat might not have been fully cooked through, so please refrain from licking your fingers. And I'm just noticing that I could have done a better job really. The pieces are nowhere close to even in size. Anyways, bring everything to a slight boil and let cook for 5 minutes to be safe. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to sprinkle some freshly pressed lime juice as well as finely chopped cilantro on top. The acidity will give your white chicken chili a pop of freshness and take it to the next level. Want to add some healthy fats? Top it up with avocados and or a tablespoon of sour cream and cheese in order to turn your white chicken chili into a creamy sensation. Although you could also finish by adding half a cup of heavy cream and bringing it to a slight boil before turning off the heat. However, I find that it makes the consistency of the white chicken chili a bit too runny. Instead, I prefer to top my chili with a tablespoon of creme fraiche or sour cream when serving. This makes for a much creamier and richer portion, which I prefer. I hope you will try it and enjoy. Bon appétit!